Hello and welcome to my walkthrough of the Pearson Edexcel GCSE November 2024 Mathematics Paper 1 Foundation Tier exam. Let's jump straight into it. Question number 1. Write 25% as a decimal. 25% can be written as 0.25. Question number 2. Here are the first 4 even numbers. Find the 10th even number. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see that the first even number is just number 1 doubled, the second one is number 2 doubled, third one's number 3 doubled, so the 10th even number will just be number 10 doubled, which is just 20. Question number 3. Change 15 centimetres into millimetres. So there are 10 millimetres in 1 centimetre, which just means 15 centimetres is the equivalent of 150 millimetres. Question number 4. Write down the multiple of 9 that is between 20 and 30. So your multiples of 9 are just 9, 18, 27, 36. And the one between 20 and 30 is just 27. Question number 5. Work out 500 plus 145. 500 plus 100 is 600. 600 plus 40 is 640, and 640 plus 5 is 645. Moving on, question number 6. Javid hires a car for 10 days. He pays £45 for each day. He also pays £30 for insurance. Javid pays with 10 £50 notes. Work out how much change he should get. So if we are paying £45 per day for 10 days, there's going to be £450 straight away, and that's just going to be for the hire. He's also paid for the £30 insurance, which means the total amount he will have paid is £480. He has paid with 10 £50 notes even, which gives him £500. Therefore, the change is going to be 500 minus 480. He's going to have £20 change. Question number 7. Here is an accurately drawn triangle. Measure the length of the side PQ. Give your answer in centimetres. So the side PQ is this one here. You would do this using a ruler in your exam. I'm obviously on an iPad, so I've not got the ruler wouldn't work properly here. But I can tell you the answer to this is going to be 9.5 centimetres. But the exam mark scheme gives you a range between 9.3 and 9.7. Part B. What type of angle is the angle marked X? Well, this angle here is less than 90 degrees, which makes it an acute angle. And part C. Measure the size of the angle marked X. So all you need to do here is pop your protractor, similar to what you did with your ruler. Just like that, place it there, and read off of it from the left-hand side. This would be 0. And what you should find is the angle here should be 32 degrees. And once again, the mark scheme gives you a little bit of leeway between 30 and 34 degrees. Question number 8. Write down the coordinates of point A. So what we need to do is we need to read the x-axis first. So point A is going to be 3 on the x-axis, and then 1 on the y-axis. So 3, 1 is our answer there. Part B. On the grid, mark with a cross X the point 3 minus 4. Label this point B. So similarly, this is going to be X value of 3 and then Y value of minus 4. So we're going to have it just about here. They want us to mark this B. And part C, write down the coordinates of the midpoint of AC. So we can see that to get from A to C, you have to go up 1, 2 squares, and you have to go across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. So the midpoint, you'll only need to go up 1, and you'll need to go across 3. So if we started at 3, 1, and we need to go 1, 2, 3 across to here, and 1 up, this is our midpoint, 0, 2. Question number 9. Millie collects stickers of sports players. She only has stickers of tennis players, football players, and cricket players. The incomplete bar chart shows some information about the number of stickers Millie has. Millie has a total of 40 stickers. complete the bar chart. Okay, so you can see she has 12 tennis players, she has 17 football players, and we know she has 40 total stickers, so 40 minus 17 minus 12 is going to be 23 minus 12. She's going to need 11 cricket players, so what you're going to need to do is draw onto the bar graph at 11 in a similar way to what they've done. Use a ruler for this, please, in your exam. And there you go. That's your cricket players. Question, part number B. What fraction of the 40 stickers are stickers of tennis players? Give your fraction in its simplest form. So it's going to be 12 people are tennis players, 12 stickers are tennis players out of the 40 total. Both these numbers divide by 4. To simplify it down to 3 out of 10. This question keeps going on the next page. Ewan also collects stickers. He only has large stickers and small stickers. For Ewan's stickers, the number of large stickers compared to the number of small stickers is 5 to 4. Write down the fraction of Ewan's stickers that are large stickers. So you just need to be a bit careful here with ratios. So if you've got a ratio of 5 to 4, that means that 5 out of the total number, which is the 5 plus your 4, is going to be large. So that's 5/9. And the other side will be 4 out of the 5 plus 4, 4/9, so that you have a ratio of 5 to 4 between the 5/9 and the 4/9. So they want the large stickers, so that's just going to be 5/9. Part D, write the ratio 5 to 4 in the form n to 1. So to get from 4 to 1, we divide by 4. So to get from 5 to n, we need to divide 5 by 4. So we're going to do 5 divided by 4 is the same as 1.25. So that 5/4 is the same as 1.25 compared to 1. And that's the end of question 9. Question 10. Part A. On the grid, reflect the shaded shape in the mirror line. So we've got this very odd looking shape. We're reflecting it, so there is a gap of 1 square here between the mirror line and the shape. So we know the shape needs to start on the actual axis. So I'm going to draw the straight line first. From 1 to 4, it's only a reflection, so it's going to be exactly the same size of shape. Then we can see it goes 1 this direction. We just need to make sure we get this point correct here. Oh, it's just shifted all of my stuff. 1 second, let's just put him back. So we had a line here, we had a line here, and we just need to make sure this point here is correct. And then we have a line like this, and we have a line like this. Again, as I said with the other questions, just make sure you're using a ruler for this. I obviously can't do that with my iPad. Okay, and part B, write down the equation of the mirror line. So we can see it goes through the point where y equals 1, and every single point on that line, y is going to equal 1. Therefore, our line equation is y equals 1. Question 11. 500 people were asked what type of film they liked best. 280 of the 500 people were adults. 100 of the adults said they liked action films the best. 80 of the children said they liked thriller films the best. 150 of the people said they liked action films the best. 200 of the people said they liked comedy films the best. Complete the two-way table. So, first thing we can put in then, so 100 of the adults say they liked action films the best. So we'll put 100, we'll put 100 in here. But 150 of the people said they liked action films the best, so let's put 150 in here, and that means the children make up the 50 there. 80 of the children said they liked thriller the best, so we'll put 80 in here. And 200 of the people said they liked comedy films the best, so we'll put 200 in here. We have a 500 total here, so we can see that 350 of the people are already accounted for. That leaves 150 to fill in here, which then means you can put 70 up here because they need to add up to the 150. We know that 280 of the total people were adults. Let's put that in there. 70 of the adults were thriller. 100 were action. So 110 of them must have been comedy. That makes this number 90 because it needs to add up to the 200. And then just to finish it off, 90 plus 80 plus 50 should be 220. And these two should add up to the 500 that we've got there. One of these 500 people is chosen at random. Find the probability that this person is an adult who said they liked action films the best. Nice and easy one. It's going to be 100 out of 500. And we can move on. Question number 12. Ollie was asked to work out 5 minus 3 times 4. Ollie wrote 5 minus 3 equals 2. He then worked out 2 times 4. Explain what is wrong with Ollie's method. He didn't use BIDMAS, BODMAS, whatever you call it. I will actually write that once my pen decides to work. He didn't use BIDMAS. Should have done multiplication first. So he should have done 3 times 4 and then did 5 minus that. So, question number 13. Here is a number machine. Find the output when the input is 11. So we'll have 11 plus 5 gives you 16, divided by 2 gives you 8. Here is a different number machine. When the input is 10, the output is 28. Complete the number machine. Best way to do this is to work backwards. So something times 4 gave us 28, which means this must be 7. And then 10 to get to 7, you just need to subtract 3. Or you can multiply by 0.7. I think that's 2 answers in the mark scheme for that, so sure, why not? Question number 14. Here is a cuboid of length 10 centimetres and width 4 centimetres. The cuboid has a volume of 200 centimetres cubed. Work out the height of the cuboid. So to work out the volume of a cuboid, you need to do 10 times 4 times height. We know that's 200. So 10 times 4 is 40. So 40 times height equals 200. 200 divided by 40 then is just 5. And that will be our height. Here is a different cuboid. Work out the total surface area of this cuboid. So what we'll need to do first, if we do the surface area of the base, I will just put base equals 6 times 5 is 30. That's also going to be the surface area of the top. And then the surface area of the right-hand side is going to be 5 times 3, 15. That will also be the surface area of the left-hand side. And then the surface area of the front is going to be 6 times 3. And that will also be the surface area of the back. So we're going to have 30 plus 30 is 60, plus 15 plus 15 gives you 90, plus 18 is 108, plus 18 again is 126 centimetres squared. Question number 15. Factorise 6a plus 15. Well, I can see that the number 3 goes into 6 and 15. There are no a terms on the second term, so we're going to take a 3 out, and that is the best we can do for the factorising, and get 3 lots of 2a plus 5. Part B. Solve 4, open brackets, 3y plus 1, close brackets, equals 28. First thing I'll do here is divide both sides by 4, so we get 3y plus 1 equals 7. Then we're going to take 1 from both sides, and we get 3y equals 6. Divide through by 3, we get y equals 2. And that's our answer. Question number 16. 1 cup of tea and 1 cup of coffee cost £4.50. 3 cups of tea and 1 cup of coffee cost £8.50. Work out the total cost of 4 cups of tea and 3 cups of coffee. You must show all your working. So if we say a cup of tea can be said as T and a cup of coffee can be C, we know 1 cup of tea and 1 cup of coffee cost £4.50. 3 cups of tea plus 1 cup of coffee cost £8.50. Call this equation 2. Call this equation 1. If I say equation 2 minus equation 1, the left-hand side is going to be 3t plus c minus t plus c. It's just going to be 2t. 850 minus 450 is just going to give us 4. Therefore, a cup of tea costs £2. Therefore, put this into equation 1. We get 2 plus c equals £4.50. Therefore, c equals £2.50. They want us to work out the cost of 4 cups of tea and 3 cups of coffee. Therefore, 4t plus 3c equals 4 lots of 2 plus 3 lots of £2.50. 8 plus, what's 3 lots of £2.50 is £7.50. And that gives us £15.50. That's our final answer. Question number 17. Geeta wants to make 24 litres of green paint. She is going to have to mix blue paint, yellow paint and white paint in the ratio 4:3:1. She has 12 litres of blue paint, 7 litres of yellow paint, 5 litres of white paint. Does Geeta have enough blue paint, yellow paint and white paint to make 24 litres of green paint? You must show how you get your answer. So, 24 litres of green paint in a ratio of 4:3:1 is going to be 4/8 or a half of, what is the ratio? She wants blue first, so blue, 3/8 of yellow, 1/8 of white. Therefore, she needs 12 litres of blue, which she has. 3/8 of 24 is going to be 9 litres of yellow, which she does not have. And she needs 1/8 of it to be white, which is going to be 3 litres of white, which she does have. So, simply here, she does not have enough yellow. So, she has enough blue and white, but not enough yellow. So, no, is the answer. Does not have enough. Question 18. Work out 818.4 divided by 1.2. Well, this is quite a fun one. So what I'd start by doing here is timesing both of these by 10 so that we get rid of the decimals straight away. So we get 8184 divided by 12. So that's the same as 818.4 divided by 1.2. So how I would do this without a calculator is I would say 12 times 100 is 1200. So if I just keep multiplying 1200 by adding extra 1200s until I get close to 8184. So if we say 8184 minus 1200, which is going to be 71846984, minus another 1200, it's going to give us 5784, and another one, 4584, and another one, 3384, and another one. A fun question, this one, to be thrown into a non-calculator paper, but it shows if you're able to work on larger sums without your calculator. So now we're at a point where you can't take out any more 1200s. So instead of 1200, what I'm going to do is take out 600 to give me 384. Now I can't take out another 600, so let's half it again and take out 300. That leaves me 84, and 84 is 7 times 12. That brings us down to 0. So, what have we done then? We've got 7 times 12 here, we've got 25 times 12 here, 50 times 12 here, 100, 100, 100, 100, 100, and 100, Add it all up. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 650, 675, 682 is our answer. Question number 19. The table shows the probabilities that a biased dice will land on 3, on 4, on 5, and on 6. Kareem assumes that the probabilities that the dice will land on 1 and 2 are the same. Kareem rolls the biased dice 500 times. Assuming Kareem is right, work out an estimate for the number of times the dice will land on 2. So, what have we got here for the probability of the other ones? So 0.1 times 500 is going to be 50 times it's going to land on 3. 0.3 times 500 is 150 times it's going to land on 3. This one's going to be 25. And then this one's going to be 125 times. So, adding up all 4 of these, you have 150, 300, 350 for the dice to land on 3, 4, 5, and 6. It's been rolled 500 times, which means 150 times it's going to have landed on 1 or 2. We are assuming 1 and 2 is the same at the moment. Therefore, 150 over 2 is going to be 75 times it's going to land on 2 as an estimate. Kareem is wrong. The probability that the dice will land on 2 is greater than the probability that the dice will land on 1. How does this affect your answer to part A? Well, a number will be larger. So the probability is higher. So if it's going to land on 2 more than 1, it'll probably be 80, 90, 100, something like that. Question 20. 3.5 minus 1 and a sixth. Work it out. Give your answer as a mixed number. So I'm going to first of all put these as top-heavy fractions. So 3.5 can be written as 7 over 2. 1 and 1/6 can be written as 7 over 6. Then what I'm going to do is times the top and the bottom of this left number by 3 so that we have a common denominator. So it's now 21 over 6, which is the same as 7 over 2, minus 7 over 6. Way easier to then work out that that's 14 over 6. But they want this as a mixed number. So 14 over 6 is the same as 12 over 6 plus 2 over 6, which is the same as 2 and 2 over 6, which is the same as 2 and a third. Part B. Show that 5 1/4 divided by 2 1/3 equals 2 1/4. I'm going to do the same thing again here and make these top-heavy fractions. So 5 1/4 is the same as 21 over 4. 2 1/3 is the same as 7 over 3. If you divide by a fraction, that's the same as multiplying by the reciprocal. So what I'm going to say is this is 21 over 4 times 3 over 7. Multiply the top two, we get 63. Multiply the bottom two, we get 28. I know 63 is a multiple of 7, and so is 28. Therefore, I can say if I divide the top and the bottom by 7, that's going to be the same as 9 over 4. 9 over 4 is equivalent to 8 over 4 plus 1 over 4, which is the same as 2 1/4 as required. Question number 21. ABCD is a parallelogram. All angles are measured in degrees. Find an expression in terms of E for the size of CAD. Give a reason for each stage of your working. Okay, so since this is a parallelogram, we know that your corresponding angles are equal. I'm actually going to write that down. Corresponding angles equal as parallelogram. So we can say that this angle here is E, as your corresponding angle up here we already have is E. This is a triangle, which means that this angle here is going to be 180 minus 4E, as all the angles in the triangle need to add up to 180. We already have 3E, we already have E, so that one must be 180 minus 4E. And that's the whole answer. So 180 minus 4E. It says give a region for each stage you're working, so I will just write it so that we have it. Corresponding angles in parallelogram. Therefore, ACD equals E. And then I'll put angles in triangle add up to 180. Therefore, ADC plus ACD plus CAD equals 180. Therefore, 3E plus E plus CAD, 180. Therefore, CAD, something like that, I'd write in the exam. Question 22. A car travelled 4.96 miles at an average speed of 30.4 miles per hour. Work out an estimate for the time taken by the car. Give your answer in minutes. It travelled 4.96 miles, so I'll put 4.96 miles is approximately 5 miles. 30.4 miles per hour is approximately 30 miles per hour. So since we're estimating, it did 5 miles at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. Speed equals distance over time, equals distance over time. We have the speed, which is 30. Distance is 5. The time, I'll just rearrange this equation to get t equals 5 over 30, 5 over 30, or 1/6 of an hour, which is 10 minutes, approximately. Is your answer to part A an underestimate or an overestimate? Give a reason for your answer. It's an overestimate. And that's because if we go back to our equation here, time equals distance over speed, as we have rounded up the distance and we've rounded down the speed, so we are dividing a larger number by a smaller number. Question number 23. Here is a pentagon. Angle A equals angle C. Angle B equals 155. Let's just write that in straight away. 155. Angle D is 3 times the size of angle C. Angle E is 2 times the size of angle C. Work out the size of angle A. Okay, so let's write everything in terms of C then. So that's a C. D is 3 times C. E is 2 times C. So we need to find the size of the interior angles in the pentagon. So for a triangle which has 3 sides, we know the total is 180 degrees. For a square which has 4 sides, the total is 360 degrees. For a pentagon, 5 sides, add another 180, 540 degrees. So all the angles need to add up to that. So we know that 540 equals C plus 2C plus 3C plus C plus 155. All I've done there is taken them from my picture up above. So that gives us a total of 3C, 6C, 7C. Take the 155 onto the other side. We get 385 equals 7C. 385 divides by 7 nicely to 55. And we know that A is angle C. Therefore, we know that A is 55 as well. Question 24. The graph shows a volume of water, V liters, in a tank at time t seconds. What does the gradient of this graph represent? So the gradient of the graph will be the difference in y divided by the difference in x. So it's the difference of volume over time. So I'm going to say this is the rate of the change in the volume. And it's just V over T. Nice easy 1 marker for you there towards the end of the paper. Question number 25. Make W the subject of the formula y equals 3w minus 10. Take the 10 on the other side first. You get y plus 10 equals 3w. Divide through by 3. You get w equals y plus 10 over 3. And the final question. Solve x squared minus 2x minus 15 equals 0. Now, you can do this lots of different ways: quadratic formula, factorization. So I need two numbers that times together to get minus 15 and add together to get minus 2. And that will just be x minus 5 and x plus 3, as minus 5 times 3 is minus 15, and minus 5 plus 3 is minus 2. Just to check, if we were to expand this out, this would be x squared minus 5x plus 3x minus 15, which is the same as x squared minus 2x minus 15, as we wanted. And we'll put equals 0 there. So that means our solutions are x equals 5 and x equals minus 3. And that is the end of the paper. Thank you very much for watching. I'll be uploading the other papers for November 2024 Edexcel for Foundation and Higher. So drop a follow and a like if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you next time.